shit that I was dreaming. What's your goal next? My heart cold, niggas wanna turn my soul next. These barcodes are from the street, but I'm a jail vet. 12 V's up in the engine, girl, he's so set. I'm doing shit that I was dreaming. What's your goal next? Go and buy a Phantom while I pour Phantom Deuce. Fuck them niggas in my city, I ain't asking for no truth. I was trying to help with function before I let my doggies loose. FNS and ARPs, we ain't never copping please. I can do the proper damage, but I let my niggas breathe. It's the reason why I'm breathing and I made the bigger league. With the semi, I was treason, trying to plant a different seed. It be shit in politics, but dumber niggas never read. Wanna ball out like they Curry, never practice on they three. Ain't no tell me that you love me, I'ma test it cause it's me. Love you cause you wrote that letter when you couldn't come and see. That's the type of loyalty to get someone a Lamborghini. Posted buying through a ladder, got my wish like a genie. I looked up to King Pants, Bumpy Johnson, I know Diddy. I could put you on a flight since you playing with your kitty. I be past all that talking, I just wanna get jiggy. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the checks say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is Grape Face from Grape Street Watch. I got a call today from that level 4 yard. So we talking about 50/50s. We talking about SNYs. And we talking about this EOP situation. So a few days ago, I dropped a segment pertaining to me talking to one of my little bros, G Buck, you know what I'm saying? That's from out of my community. And he had called in and he had said some things that could be taken the wrong way, looked at as controversial, or could be untrue. But from him doing time, I guess this is the understanding he's under of being on these yards. He ain't been on no PC yard, ain't been on no 50/50 yard, none of that. But I guess doing his time, he's come under the impression that 50/50 was a coin phrase or something that was started by the infrastructures of the Mexican Mafia or the Southsiders and followed by everybody else. Not as if the Southsiders or the Mexican Mafias put this play in motion and came to the yard like, hey, this is what it is. If y'all don't get on time with this, it's going to be war. How it was kind of explained like to me was, we all got different politics. White, black, Mexican, whatever the case may be. Organizations. End result, poison is poison. Some people make exceptions, let people through. Their business is their business. But everybody knows that it's public knowledge that the Southsiders pay taxes to the higher ups. And when I was on that phone call with the homie, he kind of like explained that, you know, dudes who didn't want to pay taxes, or, you know, dudes who wanted to go to program yards or, you know, lesser yards and stuff like that, was doing that type of stuff, and they was getting deemed dropouts and, you know, PCs. And the homie is under the notion that the rest of the yard just like kind of like followed the wave. So I know a lot of people watch me, and I try to be fair and who I speak to and what information get out there. So one of the homies who tapped in with me before, he tapped in. It's a lot of people unbeknownst to me that watch me, and some that I have figured out who watch me, and some who had tapped in that I didn't know who watched me. Like, hey, look, bro, I watch you. So one of the homies from East Coast, he tapped in, and he was just like, kind of like, hey, bro, I seen your segment about you talking to the homie, and that ain't right, man. That ain't cool because the narrative seemed as if the Mexican mafia or the Southsiders put down the play of who's gonna be PC and who's not, and the rest of the infrastructure and organizations just followed it. And that's not the case. So I explained to the homie that I don't think that ain't what I believe because I'm not there to go through that struggle. When I was in the state, none of this stuff was going on. S and Y's was just starting out. 50-50 wasn't going on. They had EOP, but back then EOP wasn't considered PC. Nowadays, stuff had flipped. 10, 15 years down the line, EOP is PC because PCs are going over there inserting themselves with the EOPs. And the homie just was like pretty much like, man, look, ain't no Southsiders, no Mexican Mafia, nobody came up with that politic of the 50-50. 50-50 is a coined phrase by the administration of the jail of what they're fit as 50-50 and the experiments they trying and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of people make some good arguments like, you know, y'all mad at these brothers, you know, y'all still coming with the mentality of people getting played against each other when y'all should be on this administration because they the ones playing these games. And you know how that go, man. Know how that go, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you the one that's on that yard and you living by these guidelines, rules, and regulations, man, you know what's expected of you. So, I mean, you know, you can get political, and some people gonna see it as excuses, you know what I'm saying, because you did something wrong, and people do come with excuses when they viewed as a snitch and they do stuff wrong. So, in that conversation, the homie had kind of, like I said, just kind of summed stuff up for me pertaining to the 50-50 yard. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, I ran into the segment pertaining to the brother, Grape Face from Grape Street Watch. And him talking about Lancaster being PC and how they stabbing Blueface if they run into Blueface and, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, being disrespectful. You know, some of the stuff that was said, these are the stuff that will start wars on the yard. These are the stuff that will start wars on the yard. You know what I'm saying? I had looked at the content I had placed out by Raylo from Fody's. He was another one that was in the cell that was being real verbal with the disrespect of the community he beefed with, as well as Grapeface. We know how it go, but this is the thing. You got to be mindful when you on the internet and you doing content with people and this is being placed out there. It seems like everybody in jail is coming forward now in order certain people wants to have these voices and be the face for these jail politics and what's being said and what happening. But what y'all about to see in this clip, man, is graphic and crazy, man. Y'all already know, man, it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, no 50-50 shit.
Yeah, we don't do no 50-50s. None of that. Come up here on a 50-50, cousin, uncle, brother, anybody getting bust off.
Don't want no share nobody no wrong information. Man, you about to get hit. Oh, yeah, no, but all metal.
He's not playing, bro. Niggas is getting knifed out, bro.
Yeah, homie.
Hey, niggas getting knifed out, bro. Doing snitching.
What y'all gonna do if Blueface come to y'all yard?
He's getting bust on.
Blueface?
Dead homies.
Come up.
Dead homies. He getting bust on.
Bust on.
We don't care about no cards. We don't do none of that. He getting bust on.
No sucker shit. No none of that shit. Yeah.
So what's the situation with my boy Compton TG?
He's a mark, a buster. Dead homies. He ran. Compton TG's a mark.
He's still on the level 4 with your homie.
That's harboring busters.
Send a message.
It's getting spicy.
Yeah.
It's spicy now. Yeah.
And we calling names out.
Yeah. Busters, bro. Yeah.
We not
hiding.
Ski masks
Yeah,
on and
no
all
ski
that.
masks, yeah.
Now I'm
It's
taking
the
every
law.
charge. It is what it is. Yeah, homie, you gonna either live or die for it. Stop playing. Stop going on, stop acting hard, getting out. Huh?
Homie Hisselli?
Yeah. You said what?
You ain't with your homie Hisselli?
Who?
Yo, Grape.
You talking about Potter?
What he say?
You talking about Potter?
Yeah.
Hey, if fucking with like that, what you think?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, but you was out here in these streets.
Come on, you my brother.
Okay.
You know I'm stepping him. You feel me? Yeah, these niggas capping. These niggas rapping.
They can't keep getting out like
Yeah,
that.
we on 180s right now.
Hard.
Life and death situations.
Yeah,
And they rapping too.
Yeah, come on.
Rapping.
You see what happened to TG?
Yeah.
Rapping and all this shit. Go to Calipat. Say,
You can't rap on shit.
said what? Get fired on Iran. Get up under the bunk.
You can't bust
Niggas
a rap.
a buster.
You can't make a verse.
Dead homeless.
You gotta fight back.
Cuz come up here. He's on a 270, level 4.
Yeah.
Kick back. Cuz come up here. Yeah, we on that.
You gotta stand on that. Yeah.
So y'all heard it from the level 4. Y'all heard it from the level 4. 50 charges. Ever on the 50, you get busted up. You. That's how it goes.
Now it is point blank period. But if you on a 50-50 yard, you S1, you can never come to a GP line ever again, bro.
Ever.
Okay, so look, let me tell y'all this. How y'all feel about going to the LA County Jail, getting a health diversion?
You said what? Going where?
How do y'all feel about going to the LA County Jail, getting a mental health diversion?
Cause a buster, he's running. Straight up.
No,
If you go to the Browns, medical, use a buster.
Yeah.
You go EOP, you go any type of medical.
You gotta go to Browns, like if your head missing or something.
Oh, that's different, bro. We talking about that's faking illnesses and shit that they don't want to fight. Dead homies.
Ducking their face.
They don't want to fight.
No, they didn't want to be busting on.
Hey, but once they go get mental health diversions and shit, like to beat their extreme cases, they still go to court with the with.
Hey, hands down, Grape is the sickest to do it. I know he was running around the projects on that powder tripping. This man all in the clips. Y'all see what's going on. This is what I want to say before we get off in to Grapeface. Had that phone call from the 4 yard. And before that I had another phone call from a 270 level 4 yard from my little bro. And like I said, he had me under the impression that the Mexican mafias is the ones that started this politic on 50-50s and PCs. I was called today by another homie that's on a 180 level 4 that's been down a little longer and that's a little old and that's older than my little bro. And he gave me the infrastructure from the way he see it. And I think it's more suitable. I can go for that. So when he was explaining, like, look, Aunt, come on, can't no car or nobody come down with no politic and say this what it is and we go for it without it being a war. And like I explained to him, the homie wasn't saying like they just came down. He was just saying this was something they was politic on, and it just seemed like the yard picked up on it and started moving with it too, like these the politics. Now he threw out there like, man, you know, if anybody try, don't matter how deep they is, man, it's gonna be a war, which I agree. So basically, he informed me that administration is the ones that started this 50-50, started these S&Ys, started mixing people up, seeing what's gonna happen, seeing what they was gonna let go, and seeing what yards was gonna hold firm. And that's definitely how the infrastructure and the administration played, because they was playing the same way when I was in the state. They had just started the S&Y stuff, and it was playing like that when I was in the feds. I've seen it in the feds, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it in the feds firsthand, you know what I'm saying? How they shake stuff up, how we have microwaves, and then they eventually came to took the microwaves to see what the backlash was going to be, to see if we was going to go hard about the microwaves to make them put them back, or was we just going to settle for these 190 hot pots and the stingers we had in our room. And people settled for the stingers and the 190 hot pots. The only ones that put the demonstration down in the feds to keep they microwaves was the women. They the only ones that, held steady, like, hey man, we laying down, we ain't going for that. And they gave them back their microwaves in order to let them keep them. So basically what the homie was explaining, it sounds suitable to me, you know what I'm saying? So basically, it is what it is, man. Like, look, it's program time. You a gang member, you own that, you belong on them level 4 yards, programming, ready for whatever. If you go to a yard that's deemed 50-50 or PC, SNY, EOP, you can't come back to GP. Now, the homie also explained that, yeah, since he been in there, EOP have turned that way, but it's because of the 50-50 people that's being allowed in EOP. But still, I don't understand the EOP being PC, even though PC's over there. These are people that's, the one for the ones that are mentally ill and really have something wrong that, has stuff going on. So, like, it is what it is. But hopefully y'all got point in which I was explaining. So, like the homie said, man, you go SNY, you go 50-50, you go EOP, you can't come back to a regular general population yard. And a lot of people that's on them PC and 50-50 yards want to come back to those general population yards because the politics, it really ain't no politics with Deuce 5 tripping and PCs, you know what I'm saying, running the yard. There's no integrity, any and everything going on. Now, what I want to get back to what Grapeface was saying, right? So, Grapeface said a whole lot, did a whole lot of this and that. If another member that's on their yard that he owned see this is something that can be brought to the yard and politics. All because people are getting on these social media platforms wanting to politic and make their face seen in or known. And I'm not going to even say make their face seen in or known. Some people, that's exactly what they own. And some other people, they are getting up here because they live in this lifestyle and they just want to set the narrative straight. Like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. A lot of these dudes y'all hearing about and talking about, they trash. We the real deal. And if you the real deal, Holyfield, and you got them 115s to match it, who's to tell you how to give it up and how you supposed to represent? It is what it is, man. But like I said, you gotta watch out, man, because definitely this man said he don't got life. And the energy you giving off, man, hey, if you don't got a lengthy sentence, you might be up next for that life sentence, bruh, on everything. And y'all gotta stop